Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay. So we are here to give a documentary out, to give an Oscar out.
My wife's name out your fucking mouth!
Your wife is in me DMs, hey baby, hit me back on my chat till later on. We'll be at the after party, the Will nightclub, baby. You looking bitch, you little.
So over the last couple of days, the video between Will Smith and Chris Rock, the Will Smith-Chris Rock slap that you've just seen, has gone on fire on the internet. People are talking about this ad nauseum at this stage, and in my opinion, when you see the likes of the media, politicians, particularly leftist politicians, authoritarian, totalitarian people, and Hollywood, the lines have been completely obliterated over the last couple of years, and it's been very, very evident over the last year in particular with where these people stand and where the likes of you and me stand, and it is not on the same side, let me tell you that. So what you're seeing here is a culmination of a lot of problems. They are desperately scrambling to shift the narrative. They have been trying to do it with the likes of what's going on between Russia and Ukraine. It's not working out because people are still talking about the data that has been released by companies with criminal histories that were trying to force you to take stuff that you didn't, in my opinion, need to take. So you have that situation going on at the moment, and what better way then to switch a narrative than a social media engineered event like the likes of the Academy Awards, the Oscars. I didn't even know that the Oscars were on, yet here I am talking about a moment within it. You know what I mean? So it's all playing the game. You're seeing an awful lot of YouTubers out there that are recording videos that full on believe into this stuff. This is completely staged when you're looking at it from our point of view. And the fact that Chris Rock is friends with Will Smith and then doesn't reference Jada Pinkett Smith cheating on him or anything like that before. Nothing reference whatsoever. No security that steps in at all. Very strange in my opinion. And then he's allowed to sit down and then accept the award later on. But also then the media not talking about the fact that it's a black on black attack. These people are fascinated with race and they don't want to talk about that whatsoever. Seems interesting, doesn't it? So anyway, when you're looking at a situation like this, my opinion is this. What they are driving towards, because again, these are all the same arm. They all run with the same arm here, these people. They are media, Hollywood, and leftist politicians. They're all vying for the same thing. And in my opinion, this is a move to try and stifle free speech. Now, let's have a look at what Will said a couple of years ago.
You can't do that in this world, man. Arsenio, they got rules. They got rules. Like, he has a rule. The bass player, he got a rule. He got to wax his head every morning. That's a rule. He follows the rules, man. He follows the rules. Oh, these are jokes. Come on. See, you got too into the characters and got hurt.
So what changed? I mean, he finds that funny there. He thinks that that's funny. But yet then, it's when his missus then doesn't find something funny, he's going to go and slap someone. I mean, where was this energy when he knew the guy, August, that was with his wife? He sat there at a table looking like a child, been told off. This woman is telling you that she was cheating on you. You could probably, with his money and with the fame that he possesses and the fact that he's an A-list actor, he could probably pick out any woman in the world that he wants. Yet he's here with this woman that's actively telling him that she was cheating on him. I have a video before. I'm going to link her in the description down below. What does he see in this woman? This woman that is completely and consistently talking about the likes of Tupac So much so, some people are saying that she's trying to look like him at this stage. That's another thing that Chris Rock could have said at the time. He could have said that the slap was going to hurt him until August. But see, comedic timing, and maybe there is some sort of reality to this situation, because he does seem thrown, particularly towards the end. Maybe the slap was a little bit harder than he thought it was going to be. Maybe it rung his bell a little bit. Because an awful lot of these people, by the way, these left-hand side people, they all like to talk a big game. And on the likes of Twitter, that's not real life. And when a big game is talked in public and in real life, sometimes there's dire consequences to that. And being from Ireland, I've certainly seen that happen before. So when you have a situation like this popping up, it could be a number of things. This could be 100% a work, which I think it is, to get ratings up for the likes of the Oscars. But it also, there could have been a bit of hardness to that slap, because Will Smith is, in a way, and with what he says afterwards, snapping, because it's all coming to the fore now at this stage. He's been made a joke of, he's been ridiculed, he's got people like me that was a fan of him before, seeing him being absolutely belittled by his wife and her telling him that she's cheating on him. It's disgusting. And rather than be a man himself and grow some cojones, grow some Lee Roadies, as we'd say here in Ireland, balls, this guy is just sitting here taking it. This doesn't make Will Smith look any better, it actually makes him look way worse. He'd been better off, and a lot of people are suggesting that online, throwing that energy towards Gettr. That's what a lot of other people are saying. I'm not saying he should, but what I'm saying is, I think, in my opinion, he probably should have left her at that point and done his own thing, because he'd have been okay. But instead, he's hanging around with her. Seems very odd. Now, when you're talking about the G.I. Jane thing, it's a situation that is involved in a joke. That's a movie from the 90s where Demi Moore was in a movie and she wanted to be a soldier and she shaved her head. So that's what it's all about when it comes to that joke. It's not a great joke in my opinion, but you know, it's Chris Rock at the end of the day. It's not one of the funnier comedians that's out there. This is the savour of the moment, actually, by the way, because Amy Schumer was the person that was hosting this. She's not funny, and she doesn't do anything for the cause, for people saying that women are funny, you know. Anyway, we'll move back to this. You've got these people out here then that are mad then for the likes of not being binary and not being tied down to any sort of specific thing. But the fact that he makes a joke about her perhaps losing her hair, I don't know. She shaved her head anyway for sure, but I don't know to what extent is going on there. To me, it seems like maybe it's an attention-seeking thing. She seems like she's a very big attention seeker, and I think that's weighing on Will Smith an awful lot. So I think maybe that's what it's got to do with. But let's have a look.
Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
So at this point, Will Smith is laughing at the joke. Now, whether he understands what the joke is about or not, because there's a little couple of seconds in there that maybe she said something to him, or maybe the look on her face, as we'll see now in a moment. That is a look and a half there. So maybe he's checked that out and said, that's not good. Or maybe there's a work going on between her and Chris Rock, and maybe he's not in on it. Who knows? I think this woman's face here now, I can't pronounce her second name, Lupita, I think this is the lady here. Her face is very telling though when it comes back to him, because she's definitely not in on it. Or either she's a very good actress and they're all in on it looking for the ratings. But that to me is a face. And I mean, like I said, these are people that were pushing forward what's happened to their children anyway. Their children are deeply disturbed in my opinion. And that comes down to the way that these people are behaving. This woman has her own talk show. Of course, again, like I said, attention-seeking sort of situation. She had Snoop Dogg on it at one stage. Snoop Dogg, who is allegedly a gangster, that she was talking down to, and Snoop Dogg was sitting there like a little baby. What's going on? What's going on? You're talking about masculinity. And there's Snoop Dogg and Will Smith talked down to by this woman. It seems mad. But again, where's this whole attitude to loving thyself and not being binary? You don't have to have a long hair or anything like that. You don't have to have any expectations. But when it comes to you, it's all different then, is it? Seems hypocritical.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard.
So there's in and around about 3 or 4 seconds there where something might have been said. And that's what set him off now. It seems very odd that within that time that she's conveyed to him how unhappy she is, and he's gone, yeah, I'm going to do that. And the point's been made by an awful lot of people out there. if that was the Rock, for example, Dwayne Johnson or Jason Momoa maybe, or even Ben Affleck telling this joke, or maybe even like Terry Crews telling this joke, for example, would Will Smith go and do what he did? The answer is no. So he's picking on an easy target here. He's not picking on August, let me tell you that. So when he's picking on a guy like this, there's two ways of looking at it. People will go, well, your man talked a bit of ish out in the real world and found a bit of a back of a hand. And that's what most people will assume from that situation. However, it's the point of him getting up and getting aggressive about it and choosing what he has chosen to do. The narrative has changed over the last couple of years, and comedians are very much so under attack for what they're saying. Only recently there, Jimmy Carr was under attack and was facing cancellation. Other comedians out there the same. They have said things on shows, on gigs or whatever it might be, and they are being pulled up and told you can't say that. Look at Joe Rogan recently, was told not to be saying things that he has been saying, even though everything that he was saying was within context and was absolutely, from my opinion, fine, particularly because it was in context. Some of the stuff, obviously, as well, you may or may not agree with, but that's up to you. And if you're offended and really upset about words, that's more saying something about you than it is about the person saying those words. There's bigger problems in the world than you've been hurt by words. So this, to me, is the marker for them to attempt to take away free speech. Everybody knows that Ricky Gervais went onto this show and absolutely decimated these people and told an awful lot of home truths only a couple of years ago, and that most of the population of the world, their average went, yeah, he's actually spot on with what he's saying here. But again, like I said, there's a hidden agenda and there's a work here. These people are all happy to sign up to the likes of Disney. They're all happy to sign up to the likes of Apple. They're all happy to sign up to the likes of Amazon. And if you think that they're not going to do what their masters are telling them to do, you're deeply mistaken. Now, he's coming up close to him, and as you can see, Rock is leaning in, and there's plenty of pictures out there as well that show that he does lean in, his hands behind his back. If he was feeling threatened or intimidated in any way, he would have been backing off at this point, and clearly by Will Smith's face, he would have known at this point, this guy's not messing around, he looks like he wants to do bad things, but he stands there, he doesn't do anything. And then there's a sort of smirk down on Smith's face. So maybe it's a thing that he's enjoying it because he's getting it out on somebody at this stage, because he's been made a mockery of online for a very long time and been made a mockery to his face by his wife. But no security intervened. So has this got a connotation then behind it of, this looks really bad if we go and take the black man out, even though he's hitting another black man. Let's do nothing. Let's just let the show roll on. Because here's the thing. Let's just take, for example, if that was Ryan Gosling or something like that stood up and slapped Chris Rock, do you think that that would be the type of response that we would see? I don't think so. I think it would be completely different. So let's keep going.
Wow! Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Now, this was the point where he should have been like, that's going to hurt now until August. And then if he comes back again, then there's an altercation, then there's a problem. Or maybe some sort of other joke that he could have told at that moment in time. That's what says to me then a little bit. Maybe rung his bell a little bit. He's not expecting that. He didn't expect the force maybe. And that's why he's struggling then to say anything funny whatsoever. And then struggles later on.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
This is a cook snapping, in my opinion. You see Lupita's face, I think it is Lupita now. It's the way he's breathing, it's the way the nostrils are flared. Look, he's a good actor, 100%, but we've not seen this type of energy before. He's been in a lot of duds over the last couple of years. And that's where maybe it's all getting heated at this point, because he's deciding, this is my moment, this is my time to shine. But no security came in and intervened or anything like that. It seems very weird to me. And Chris Rock abides. He's just like, yeah, okay. I'm not going to say any more jokes. Sure.
I'm going to, okay? Okay.
That to me now, again, Chris Rock is not a fantastic actor. That to me sounds like someone that has their bell rung. They're like, I don't really know what to say at this moment in time.
That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
In a way, maybe. that's showing you a little bit of the work. Maybe that is it. But then what follows it a little bit then after makes you have some question marks.
Okay. So we are here to give a documentary out, to give an Oscar.
That to me says that the bell has been rung a little bit because he misspeaks there. That's like it's starting to play and replay in his head what's just happened, and he's saying to himself, "Oh no, I was a little bit confused about what went on there." Now that did actually happen. That's really happened, and now I have to progress with the show, and that's why he makes that slip. Because from what I can understand with Chris Rock, he's good with his lines. He's a fairly eloquent man, and he is a professional actor for the last number of years. So to me, forgetting a line or flubbing a line, it can happen for sure. But to this extent, where he's talking about giving a documentary out, seems a bit odd. But again, in my opinion, there's probably multiple layers as to what went on here, because I don't think they expected that to happen as to what it did. Maybe there was supposed to be some sort of flare up, the Kanye West situation with Taylor Swift. That was a great one it was for the award show at the time. But what's ended up happening is there's loads of memes that are out there now. You've got the likes of people asking for Will Smith to be recalled and for his award to be taken away from him. Because that's the thing most people are looking at now. They're looking at it and going, so the guy that threw the slap wasn't hauled off by security and he still won an award and people gave him a standing ovation. Like, this is totally up in the air. But that's brilliant, because normies are looking at that going, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Seems very odd. And again, as I keep saying, these things are becoming to smell really bad consistently and constantly, and it's beginning to smell worse and worse and worse. And even normies can't turn away from it too much longer. They have to look back and go, it seems like it's off here. But anyway, you get a great little video out of it like this one that I had a laugh at because, of course, Connor's Irish.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
Your wife is in me DMs, hey baby. Hit me back on my chat you later on. We'll be at the after party, the Win nightclub, baby.
Okay.
The only part that they left out was the "you're in bits." They should have left that bit in. But anyway, that's my video on this situation at hand. I think it's an entire work. I think maybe it got a little bit out of hand. Excuse the pun. Maybe it got a little bit out of hand, and maybe someone's bell was rung a little bit more than they thought it was going to be, and that's why you get the reaction that you do. But what's the ramifications for this? Well, it seems like nothing at the moment from Will Smith. LAPD weren't interested in investigating it. Chris Rock wasn't interested in pushing any sort of pressing charges forward or anything like that. And then the wider world are going, well, I don't know what to agree or what to say with it. The thing is, lines have been blurred. The fact is that even though this is an industry that was mad talking about race, they don't want to talk about two fellas that seem to be, or well, not even seem to be, but are 100% the same race, one smacking another, and there seems to be no chat about that whatsoever. You know what I mean? So make of that what you will. But that's what you have with a video like this. You've got videos that are coming out consistently with these people and who they're hanging around with, and the hypocritical nature as to what they're up to. Will Smith there earlier on found bald jokes funny. He now doesn't find bald jokes funny because it's to do with a wife that was cheating on him. If my advice would be this, Will, he's never going to listen to this video, let's be honest, but grow a pair, get rid of her, divorce her is what I mean. Divorce her. Live your life, have a happy life, move away from her. You might be lucky to see 70 if you keep continuing on with her, because you look like you're under savage stress and it looks like it's a big problem. You need to stop. You really do. It's sad to see someone that was very likeable and a massive star as he was, and seemed to have a great personality, has been totally shrunken down and he's made a joke of. And again, big man hitting a guy like Chris Rock. Would you have done it to someone bigger or even the same size as you? I highly doubt it. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video there. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads, and I'll talk to you later. Make sure you're following me over here on Gab at ninja_night, and over here on Gettr at the_ninja night. Thank you. Due to the limiting of the truth on this platform, make sure you're following me over here on Odysee and on Rumble. Thank you.